Hi guys, Jimmy here, and welcome back to real life. You may have very well noticed that we aren't on the sim rig today. That's because it is far too warm. For some reason it's really hot in the UK at the moment, and I literally live in the shed, so sun plus shed equals boiled Jimmer, and I don't really want that at the moment. So I thought instead of doing a sim racing video where I drive, I will show you my room, my rig. Everyone asks for a rig tour or a room tour, so I thought let's finally do one. Now with this gimbal, hopefully it'll be easy to watch and maybe even informative. So let's go see where the magic happens. So here it is. This is where one of the angriest sim racers on YouTube lives, a shed at the bottom of his mother's garden. Now there are a couple of reasons why I still live here. They aren't very pleasant, unfortunately, so I won't get into them. But long story short, I wouldn't be here if I had the choice. But that's not why we are here. We're here to go have a nosy into my rather sad life, so let's do that. So here I am standing at the entrance of Casa del Shed. And as you can probably tell already, I've had to be quite creative with space to get everything in here. Imagine having a flat and then having to fit all of that stuff from a flat into a very small shed. That's basically what's happened here. But anyway, so to the left, I'm sure a lot of you have already seen some wheels that you're probably interested in, so we'll go into those quickly first. First of all, we have the Fanatec CSL Elite base there on the left, which I'm still wanting to do some more work with soon, as well as the stock rim next to that. On the right of that is my OMP WRC rim from when I first actually got my OSW. I don't really use it too much anymore. I might actually put it in a road car soon, but we'll get to that later on. A bit further up, you can see on the second shelf just some various bits and bobs, as well as AMG rim, which I don't really use too much anymore. That was my old F1 style rim, and next to that is sort of my all-purpose circle rim. It's a 310mm rim, I think. I use it for old cars and cars that don't need flappy paddles, gearboxes or buttons, so yeah, so I've got everything covered there. On the shelf next to it we have what I just describe as mayhem, which is pretty much every bit of electrical controller or anything related to input devices I have for the PC. First thing on the left here, this is my backup rim for the OSW. It's in pretty nice nick because I don't use it. It's essentially the same as my rim I use on the wheel most of the time. It's an Asher Racing CS26, is it C26S button box? I forget what it's called. Mounted on a Momo wheel, which is very nice, and big fan of that. Let's just pop that down here for a second. And here we have the McLaren GT3 rim, which I actually really enjoy using, just haven't got a chance to use it too much right now with my current schedule, etc. As well as tools and Allen keys. You need these if you have a hardcore sim rig, otherwise you aren't going to get very far. Next to that is just a crap ton of like PS2 controllers, Xbox controller, PS4, flight stick I never use, another flight stick over there, hard drive, a 3DS for some reason, and a leather glove because I'm mysterious. On top of that shelf is a couple more bits, original Xbox there, Xbox controller, an old button box that used to be on the back of my circular rim, but unfortunately that's all it broke, so it's just there waiting for me to repair it, which, as you know, I'm incredibly lazy, so that might take a little while. So the middle shelf here, just above my bed, is where I put all my games and whatnot. A lot of these games have been sent to me from you guys through the post, so a lot of old PS2 games there. You see Grand Prix 3, Grand Prix 4, which is really cool, an old Murray Walker VHS that I love to bits, and I have it even though I don't even have a VHS player. Pretty cool thing there on the left there behind the air freshener. That's actually a from Nissan from 2015 Le Mans. That's something they were handing out to people to sort of try and show their support, etc. But we all know how that went. Just below that is a capture card as well for PS2, etc. That little black oblong thing down just to the right of the air freshener. As you can see, I'm quite messy. The shelf, this sort of bottom shelf, is just where I put stuff where I'm too lazy to deal with it. So that's there. So making our way around, you can now see the shelf that you might see during the stream. This is where I put all the model cars that I've been sent. Now, just to very quickly give you an idea of how generous and how cool you guys are, I have not bought any of these cars. They have all been sent to me. There's actually a Mazda MX-5 car just behind this lot as well. I need to rearrange this shelf because it looks pretty cool on the streams, but sort of behind here it's quite messy, so I don't really want to show you that much. And on top of that, above that, is again just another shelf full of bits and bobs. A couple of letters up there, really cool drawing of a GT40, boxes for a 1080 Ti, a switch, as you can see, I sort of run out of room quite quickly, so even though I do get the opportunity to have a little bit of a tidy up every now and then, this is not one of them. I'm sort of in between tidy ups at the moment, as you'd probably guess. And that of course brings us around very neatly to this side of the room that actually holds the sim rig, which is down here. I'll go into that in a bit more detail in a minute. You see a bit messy at the moment down there. That little brown box next to the pedals includes some new bits for my new Hissing Vale pedals, which I'll get into in a second. But yeah, you see you've got my really cool GTRLM poster on the wall there, and this really great one at the top here from Poster Ideas. Peter actually from GTR24 runs that company, and look at that, how cool is that? It's still up there with duct tape because I'm too damn lazy to do it properly, but every time I walk in the room that puts a smile on my face. You also got the old Jordan flag there from the right, Benson Hedges Jordan flag, as well as a really cool just array of stickers. Let's go have a look at the stickers quickly actually. So again, a lot of these stickers have been sent in by you guys, and I am more than happy to just whack them on the wall if you guys want to send stuff in like that. It's really cool to decorate it in the background. So we've got the Thinking emoji air freshener there, as well as a couple of lanyards I have from events. Just keep it there as keepsakes really. The Still I Rise sticker on there because, you know, screw the haters. The Thinking emoji sticker over to the right, a couple of Hissing Vale stickers, and of course the really great No Punch Arena Jimmer sticker that I'm absolutely in love with. Man, I'm a lucky boy to have all this stuff. Just sort of continuing round to the right here, here is my main monitor that I use for any race where I don't use VR. Essentially, I only have the one monitor. I've only ever used one monitor. That's just how I am, I guess. It's on a wall mount, so at the moment it's sort of pointing towards this, but it can move around and be structured, and it's pretty much in line with the wheel. To I try and set it up so that wheel, the wheel I have, the physical wheel, would match up with the in-game wheel if it were on screen. I tend to turn the wheel in-game off because it distracts me, but that's sort of the goal, which is why that is mounted where it is. So below that monitor, as well as there being some great cable management, is my main PC. The specs for that are in the FAQ, so you can check that out when you get there, of course, as well as my preamp, a set of glasses apparently, and the old Hissing Vale pedal control box. To the right here is my second monitor. I use this for streams, as well as a bin that definitely is emptying for the beer cans from Absolute Lad. And underneath that second monitor, people keep asking me if this is the PC or not. It's not. They are two separate power banks, as well as a Nintendo Switch for some reason, which essentially are there to get rid of any power cuts that I have. You know me, lots of power cuts here in the past. I still have them here, but they're backup, so when there is a power cut, they kick in, and I haven't got to worry about anything anymore. But here is a bit that I'm sure you guys have been waiting for in this video, and this is the sim rig, where I do all of my horrible, mediocre sim racing content. So I'm going to go over each individual element. First of all, I'm going to start with the rig itself, what everything is based on. As you can see, the sort of where the wheel is mounted, where the pedals are mounted, where the seat is mounted, that is mounted on a Hissing Vale Sim Rig GT. So as you can see, it's a very hefty, very hardcore sim rig, which is essentially what you need to run the setup that I run. Really cool, really sturdy. I've had absolutely no problems with it so far. In fact, actually, I tell a lie, the only problem I have had is my own incompetence. When I first put this together, it took me 9 hours because I am not very good at DIY. The seat I use is an OMP TRS-E bucket seat, fairly cheap actually. I think it's about £200 new, so not a bad bargain at all. You can see where it's sort of held in there at the bottom, just right at the bottom of your picture there, those little sort of red triangles. That's where it's held on to the rig. Has a little pillow just at the front there. You can't really see it, it gets covered by a t-shirt right now, but that keeps you somewhat comfy for longer races. But even so, after about 3 or 4 hours in the rig, it does get a little uncomfy, which is probably why you see me shifting around a lot in it, just to make sure that my back doesn't implode. As well as the encroaching damp to the left of the picture, I also have some gloves sitting on the seat. They are my Phil SR1 gloves. You've most likely seen me wear them. They're super comfy and very durable as well. They last me a very long time, and they make using the OSW a lot more of a pleasant experience, so can't recommend them enough. Speaking of the OSW, here it is, or here is the motor on the right and the wheel on the left. It is a direct drive servo motor with the larger Midge motor, came from Sim Racing Bay, so thanks to those guys that helped me out with this. Very serious piece of kit. the peak output of torque is 30 Newton meters, and to put that into some sort of context, a G29 wheel has a peak output of, I think it's 2.3 Newton meters. So yeah, this will break your arms if you let it. And as you can imagine, because of that, there are some quite hefty power cables here down at the bottom, as well as a grounding wire here on the left, just on the sticker here, which goes down to the pedals and then down to the back of my PC, because this thing produces a lot of electromagnetic interference. It needs to be grounded, otherwise it can play havoc with other devices, and it did that for me when I first got this wheel. So make sure you ground your OSWs. So amongst the jungle of cables here running down from the TV is the power supply for the OSW, which is actually about the size of a small PC, which gives you an idea of just how hefty this piece of kit is. You really need the room for it, and I remember when I first unpacked it I was thinking, oh god, where am I going to put this? But we somehow made it work. So here is the second piece of Hussenfeld equipment you're going to see on the stream, which are the Ultimate pedals, which are my new pride and joy. I got these as a gift for 100,000 subscribers, of course Hussenfeld being my main sponsor, and they're just willing to help me out a bit there, which is really damn cool. And these pedals, I've not got to try them yet because I fitted them this morning at about 1. I got home from the airport, coming back from my holiday. First thing I did, unpack my bag and then fit these. So really looking forward to trying those out and letting you guys know just how awesome they are. I'm sure they're going to be great. And of course, here is my wheel that I use for most streams and most videos. It is the closed top style Momo rim with the flat bottom to sort of give it a old-ish style F1 car or old GT feel to it. With the Asher Racing, I think it's the C26S button box in the back. I always forget the name of that because I'm bad at combining name and numbers like that, but very cool button box. I've actually got a full video of it on my channel if you want to see this wheel in more detail, but very good wheel to have. It's good in a lot of situations, so it's why I use it so much. So to the right of my wheel I have the Fanatec SQ 1.5 shifter, as well as the handbrake as well. The shifter is really cool, I really enjoy it. Very clunky feel to it, definitely would recommend it if you have the money to spend. It's quite pricey. Handbrake as well, I don't like the handbrake as much. I think it's good, it does what it says on the tin, etc., but it's quite flimsy for what it is, especially considering it costs quite a bit of money as well. So I'd expect it to be a bit better built, but this is just my opinion here, of course. And as you can see, my very bad mounting solution, which is essentially just whack a ton of washers in between them to try and separate them a little bit, because I was finding when shifting into fifth on the shifter I was actually knocking the handbrake, which I did not enjoy too much. But otherwise, yeah, a good set, and they definitely help me with my variety of sim racing content that I have on my channel. On the right here I have my studio style mic, which I don't use too much anymore, just for voice chat, etc. Very hard to do with directional racing, especially in VR when you're looking left and right. And it sort of means when you look to the left you're quieter than you are when you look to the right. And that's why I ended up getting this Audio Technica thing instead, with the broadcast style headset. Some people didn't like the change of quality, but I really much prefer having my voice be level whichever way I'm pointing. So yeah, I just thought you might want to know that. But that's about it, guys. That is my room and sim rig. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the insight into what it's like to be the world's most mediocre sim racing content creator. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to hit the like button, and if you really enjoyed it, hit subscribe to be notified of future videos. Lots of cool ideas coming up now that I'm back from my holiday. I had a really good chance to think when I was relaxing, and just made it easy to sort of put ideas together in my head. So lots of really cool stuff coming, and I hope you guys will enjoy that too. And maybe even as soon as this Sunday there will be some big news coming. But anyway, take care, have an awesome day, see you all next time.